This is my dopamine menu. Dopamine is a chemical messenger in the brain and body that gives off that feeling of motivation and pleasure. Or in other words, a feel-good hormone. It's that feeling that you get when you're scrolling hours on end on TikTok and being constantly amused, or even when you're playing sports, eating food, whatever it may be. But over time, your brain and body will get used to the level of dopamine that's being produced if you do something over and over and over and over again. Kind of like how drug users have to constantly increase in their drugs to get that same dopamine or euphoric feeling. My idea is that if you fill yourself up with small habits, you create more productivity. So instead of me scrolling on TikTok for hours or watching eating videos or watching whatever it may be, I can fill myself up with small habits that will increase my productivity. Not all the time am I going to want a Bible study. So instead of me scrolling on my phone in defeat, I could instead open a coloring book, stimulate my mind, read a book. There are small little habits that I can use in my daily life, and so forth. I made a dopamine menu. In total, there are 5 sections to my dopamine menu, starting off with appetizers. Then I have my mains, I have sides, desserts, and specials. To set up your dopamine menu, start off with your appetizers. This is less than 15 minutes, which means a small hobby or a small action activity that will take less than 15 minutes. I started off with read a chapter. I have these 2 books that I just recently got. Next, get homework done. I also put read a chapter of the Bible. Obviously, if I'm not feeling like reading the Bible, I'm probably going to push myself to read it, but to each its own. Brainstorm a YouTube video because I want to get more consistent on posting. So this is why this is my 3rd post of this week, and I'm very happy about that. And I also put journaling because I'm also building into the habit of journaling and writing down my ideas, my thoughts, visions that God has given me, dreams, and basically just a recollection of my whole day. Yeah. For the second part, you'll include your mains. This is going to take more than 45 minutes to do. Start off with applying for scholarships. For those who don't know or already do know, I am applying for scholarships and in the process of choosing a school, which I'm not going to share exactly what schools yet, but you guys will see when I tell you and start making college vlogs. I kind of don't ever feel like applying for scholarships, so I hope that I'm going to be more disciplined in my dopamine menu. I also put pray because it's going to take me more than 45 minutes to pray, and some days I don't want to pray, but it doesn't mean that I don't pray. I do. It's just that it's going to be a challenge choosing to want to pray instead of like waiting last minute of the day. Organizing my closet because my closet does need organizing from time to time, and actually it needs organizing right now, but that's it for another day. To put record content like I'm doing right now and style my hair because I'm always styling my hair into new fun and intricate styles. Like I enjoy braiding sometimes. I don't know. Sides is literally in the name. This is what you're doing on the side. So let's say that while I'm praying, I'm going to be listening to gospel music. That's one of my sides. Maybe if I'm coloring, doing a coloring book, like whatever it may be, these are just something as an add-on. So for my sides, I put try a new nail color. I'm currently growing out my nails. And though they're not polished at the moment and they're kind of rough right now, let's say that I was just bored, I would just paint my nails. Also, listening to gospel music as previously mentioned. Watch a Christian podcast. There's so many Christian podcasts and I enjoy so many, honestly. Sometimes I don't go to the same podcaster. I like to listen to different testimonies and kind of just hear everybody's story. A coloring book. I actually enjoyed coloring all this in. This was probably so much fun. I love arts and crafts things. So investing in a coloring book is like very much needed. Now it's time for the desserts, and that's like a little treat maybe after you've had a long day, or I would say don't eat too much dessert. Start off with take a nap. I take naps all the time. So, you know, after an exhausting day, I'm most likely gonna choose this one, but we're trying to do better. Next, watch a TV show or movie. Currently, I'm watching The Office. Like, I literally just can't get enough of it. It's just so good. I'm rewatching it because I watched it like during COVID, but it wasn't really in depth. Like, I skipped a lot. I kind of just watched it just to say I watched The Office. Scroll on Pinterest. Like I said, I don't really want to be on social media as much, but scrolling on Pinterest can be therapeutic at times, and I do receive a lot of inspiration. So it usually helps me with my YouTube videos or just picking out outfits, ideas. Really a dessert watch a YouTube video, which ever since I've left the other social media platforms, I really have went onto YouTube more, which I also think is making me want to post more because I'm seeing all this inspiration on my timeline, but I should really cut back on watching YouTube. Last but not least, specials. And the reason why they're called specials is because this is not an often thing that I would choose from the menu. This is not something that I'm going to be doing all the time. So let's start off with trying a new recipe. I honestly want to learn how to cook more, and I do like to bake, though I'm not the best at baking. I have baked before. I've made fortune cookies before to an extent, and I've also made cakes and cupcakes, though some people might have disagreed with the way it tasted. To the movies. Go out to a new restaurant, hang out with friends, spend time with family, walk the dogs, or pick up a shift at work, because I don't love to work, but if I'm really bored, then I'll pick up a shift. And then I leave it off with still hungry, because if you're still hungry after this, girl, go to God. And that's basically a summary of my dopamine menu. I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making my dopamine menu, and I do plan on using it, and I hope that this gave you inspiration and you plan on using one too. It's a very short and quick video, but I've been trying to post more productivity content because that's what I want to be. I want to be productive, and I want you guys to be just as productive. With that being said, I love you, but God loves you more.